Hello everybody and welcome back to Mythic Ocean. It is time for the last of the bad endings. Because we're not gonna do Gnosis because I already got their bad ending when I first played the game. But it turned into a good ending because all of the other guys were on their good paths, so they were able to stop them. But still, we know what the bad ending for them looks like, so we're going to leave that alone. If you want to get their bad ending and then keep it, you can totally do that yourself and pick up this awesome game. It deserves all the attention. But now we are going to be aiming for the twins' bad ending, and they're last, which means when it comes to doing the good endings, they're also going to be the last for that. And I think in that one, that's going to be the one where we're gonna go for all of the good endings. Like, everybody's on their best path, everybody is like ready to go and ready to be happy. Because I still have some achievements I want to get, and I need some people to be on bad paths to get those achievements. So we will have to deal with all of that when we deal with it, but for now, one more bad ending. So let's get into it. So the game plan for this one, we are going to just basically be as irresponsible as possible and not teach them to care about others. We're just going to encourage all of their antics, even if they're bad, and just be like, yeah, violence is the answer. Destroy, kiddos. Good parenting.
Who are you? Oh, you can't get past our barrier, so get lost. Yeah, go away.
Never.
We told you to leave. Why are you still here?
I don't know who I am. I thought you might be able to help me find some answers.
What's that supposed to mean? What kind of answers? I don't know why you thought we'd have any. We're not even from around here.
It's not a place I'm not from this place either. I know how that feels.
You think you know how we feel, huh? Well, it's something we have in common, I guess. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah, maybe. Alright, so how do we know we can trust you? We've never seen you around here before, so we just want to make sure.
I'm at your mercy here. You two are clearly way stronger than me.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. If I were you, I'd be scared of us too. And I guess if you thought you could break our barrier, you would have tried already. Okay, maybe you're not so bad. Yeah, I guess we were wrong. Still, one false move and you're gonna be sorry. Right, so, I'm Ketri, and I'm Esty. You can come closer if you want.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on your guys' names because I'm talking to you so much this time around. I gotta get the voices right.
Oh, this is the coral reef, by the way. It's our home, or, well, the closest thing we've got to home.
I like it. It's a nice place.
Thanks! Most of the time it's just us here. Do you know Amar from the kelp forest? They played games with us once, but they didn't play fair. They were a dirty cheater, breaking all the rules, making up new ones so they could win, stuff like that.
Why not try breaking the rules too?
That's a pretty good point. Gotta fight fire with fire, right? We should try cheating more often, especially against that pain in the butt. Yeah, I'm up for it if you are. It's been a long time though. I really wish Amar would play with us again. Anyway, where'd you come from, huh? It's been forever since we saw anyone new here. Come on, tell us.
I don't know. I woke up in a cavern not long ago. That's my earliest memory.
Huh? Seriously? So you mean you just forgot everything before that? Yeah, weird. I've never heard of that. Maybe something will happen to make you remember. Sometimes stuff comes back to me from when I was little, even when I don't expect it. Yeah, or in dreams, too. I've had dreams where I can't remember if they happened for real or not.
I know the feeling. What kind of dreams?
Just dreams about how things used to be for us. It's hard to remember any of them in particular.
So you haven't always lived in the coral reef then? Where were you before?
We used to live in another place, the palace. It was really nice there.
How long has it been since then?
I don't know. A really long time. Sometimes it feels like we've just been here in the ocean forever.
Why don't you live there anymore? Did you run away?
No, we got kicked out.
I'm sorry I asked. We don't have to talk about it. I'm not gonna push for this because if you do push, then you lose friendship with them, and we don't want that. In good or in bad.
Don't worry about it. I don't think we want to talk about it for now, though.
That's fine. Let's talk about something else then.
Okay, like what?
Nothing. I'm leaving.
All right, if you have to.
I'm gonna go find Amar. I heard Ketri and Esty say they wish you'd play with them again. Would you be up for visiting them sometime?
Well, I mean, look. The twins and I had fun in the past. They like games, they laugh at my jokes, and it's not like they're whiny or anything. But they're kind of a lot to handle, you know? Ketcher's always brooding, and Esty has a nasty habit of exploding over things that don't really matter. I've had enough of all that, friend. Sorry, I can't do it.
I see where you're coming from, but don't you think they need a friend?
Yeah, you're right, they do. To be honest, I never felt like I'd be able to help them much. But I guess that doesn't mean I should just give up. Okay, I'll invite them here to the Kelp Force and see how it goes. I think they'd like the place.
Sounds good. I think the twins should see more of the world outside their home.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll go pay them a visit soon and escort them back here then. And thanks for mentioning that the twins missed me. I don't think I'd have felt like doing this otherwise.
Anytime, Amar. Even though I know you're not going to go to them right away. Coward. Let's see. Have you two had a chance to play with... Oh, have you seen that big pod in the moss cavern?
Yeah, we know about that thing. It's weird the way it talks to you in your head. We used to check up on it to see if anything would happen, but it never did.
When I went there, I found a little bug called Lutra was living inside of it.
No way! We never saw that!
Yeah!
Huh. Why'd it never show up for us? You think it would still be there if we went?
Maybe so. You two should check it out sometime.
Sure, okay. Maybe we can play games with it or something. Yeah, good idea! This is gonna be great!
Have fun. Want to talk about something else? Let's see, have you two had a chance to play with Amar again lately?
No, why?
Amar told me they would be coming by to visit you soon.
Huh. Well, Amar never showed up. This is just like before. Amar says they'll come see us, but then they never do. They don't really care, do they? Nope, Amar's a jerk. You never know if they mean what they're saying, and they're just telling you what they think you want to hear.
I agree. I think we need to teach Amar a lesson.
Yeah, I like where this is going already. Oh, I know! Here's a great idea! New friend, you tell Amar to come over here again and play some games with us. Make sure you try really hard. Tell Amar how lonely we are. Yep, or else they're not gonna listen. Then when Amar comes here, we'll have a trap waiting for them. Nothing that could really hurt them, just like a prank, you know? Yeah, it's gonna be so funny. Let's do it.
Sounds good to me. I'll do what I can to get Amar to visit.
I like how there's an option for I'm not sure about this, as if I wasn't the one who brought it up in the first place.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. You just have to get Amar to come back here again, new friend. It might be kind of tough, but if we can pull it off, this will be the best. Good luck.
I'm going to go bamboozle Amar. Have two that are one come by to see you lately?
Yes, two that are one arrived recently. Understanding of those ones, still difficult. Shared words more with each other than with this one. Two that are one did not have much happiness. Large rock also fell on this one. Two that are one, not careful. But not concerned. Rocks do not pain this one much.
Sorry to hear that. I hope it goes better next time. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to the twins about that, but we're gonna encourage them this time. Enabling one last time. I heard from Lutra that you two paid it a visit again.
Yeah, we went to see it like you told us, but it was pretty boring. We tried to talk to it about cool stuff we've seen in the ocean, but it just seemed really distracted. It couldn't play any games with us either. I don't even think it gets what a game is. One kind of funny thing though, is that a big rock, accidentally fell on Lutra. But it has a hard shell, so the rock bounced off like it was hitting another rock. What? I thought our new friend would want to hear about that. You didn't have to talk about that part, brother. Everything turned out fine. That's all that matters, okay?
Enabling time. Sounds like no one got hurt, but be careful, alright?
We will. Promise.
Liar. So the twins told me you haven't visited them yet.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong. You know how it goes, friend. You put something off because it makes you nervous, and then it just never happens.
I know what you mean, but the twins are counting on you to be there, right? They're so lonely, Amar. They're so depressed and sad.
Well, you see, the thing is... Oh, fine. I guess you're right again. Now that they know, it's not cool to just leave them hanging like this. Okay, alright, I'm going. For real this time, promise.
Last time I did this, I did warn them that they were planning to prank them, but now I'm just gonna be like, okay, I have to go now. See you around. Totally leaving for non-suspicious reasons. Bye.
Oh, hey, new friend. This is one of our favorite hiding spots. Usually no one can find us here. Did you want to talk about something?
Yes. Did Amar come by yet?
They sure did. Good job getting them to come back. What we did, as soon as they got into the reef, is we used one of our special powers. It's one that lets us make something see something that's not really there. We made Amar think everything around them got real dark, so they couldn't see where they were going anymore. And then we made them see just a pair of eyes in the dark, like some monster they couldn't see the rest of, you know? And we made them hear words, too. We made them hear stuff like, "We know all the things that scare you, and we're gonna make them real." They were way more scared than we expected. It was so hilarious. I don't even know if they knew it was really us. Then they left right after that, so we didn't play any games. Totally worth it, though. Anyway, it was a lot more fun than last time. And we couldn't have done it without you, so... thanks, I guess.
The worst thing to be thanked for, traumatizing someone.
I'm glad we met you, new friend.
And I'm glad you guys had a good time. Voice of wisdom. I don't think Amar got to be the voice of wisdom this time.
I've been eager to study these samples and see whether they're connected to the signals somehow, but sadly I've been too swamped lately.
If you're short on time for this project, maybe I can help.
Nonsense! We've only just met. I can't put you out like that. Although, do you know Amar by any chance? Or the twins, Ketri and Esty?
Yeah, I know all three of them.
Good. I've done various kindnesses for them in the past and they all owe me favors. They were supposed to help me around the lab, but none of them have bothered to show up yet. At any rate, I could use an assistant on my current project, so perhaps you could speak to one of them for me. Doesn't matter who, it's a very simple task. Is that something I could entrust to you?
Sure, no problem. I'm sure the twins will cause absolutely no chaos. Oh, hello, twins.
Huh? How come you're here? We were busy. What do you want?
Just wanted to talk to you a bit.
Okay, that's cool with us.
We gotta stay on their good side, especially if we're trying to make them evil little babies. Do you remember Alethea? She's looking for someone to help out around the lab.
Yeah, we know her. We've been to her lab a couple of times. Guess she's doing some new experiments, huh?
Yeah, I thought you two would be good candidates to help her out.
Oh, why us? This isn't the kind of thing we're normally into.
Alethea asked for you two by name, actually. I was impressed.
Huh, really? That's cool. So what does she want us to do?
She wants you to help her analyze samples of a material she found.
That doesn't sound like fun to me. Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of boring stuff Alethea doesn't want to do herself, isn't it?
No way! Think about all the fun of... What? No way! Think about all the fun equipment in the lab you'll get to learn about.
Huh, yeah, that's true. She didn't want us touching anything before, but if we're gonna help out with an experiment, she has to let us. Oh yeah, good point. There's a thing in there that makes stuff get hot real fast. Maybe we'll get to use that one. Okay, new friend, we'll go see Alethea at the lab sometime soon.
Sounds good. Please light things on fire. I forgot. How did you like spending time with the twins recently?
You had to remind me. I almost managed to forget about it. Something really weird happened when I went out to visit them. It was like some kind of nightmare. Scared me pretty bad. I hightailed it out of there as fast as I could. It wasn't until I was on my way back that I thought, maybe it was the kids that did it? Somehow?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know. I had a strong hunch it was them, and it's only gotten stronger since. As if I didn't find them freaky enough already. Anyway, I guess that's all there is to say about that.
Any chance you might want to go see them again?
What? You gotta be kidding me, friend! Who knows what those creepy kids are capable of? There's no way I'm going back. You couldn't pay me enough oysters to do it.
Fair enough. I won't torment you. How did the lab work go?
Not so well, I'm afraid. Let me explain. The first task was to compare the samples I found recently to others I've collected. I needed my assistants to view them all under a microscope and note any differences. I explained this all to Ketri and Estri and they seemed to understand. I went back to my own work and things seemed fine for a while, but then I noticed the twins were getting a bit distracted. Instead of finishing their task, they were tampering with equipment they did not have permission to use. I asked them to stop and at first they listened, but before long they were right back at it. When I caught them toying with a bunch of burners and ionizers, which can be very dangerous, I had to tell them to leave as they were becoming a risk to themselves and the lab. I ended up doing the rest of the work myself. It was a bit of a disaster all told.
Whoa, I'm really sorry. I totally didn't cause this behavior. That's not at all as I was expecting. No way.
No need to apologize.
It wasn't your fault after all. Definitely not.
Oh, and thank you for speaking with Ketri and Esti. I appreciate the effort.
How did things go at Alethea's lab?
Well, it was kinda lame. Alethea had us doing a thing where we had to look at so many slides on the microscope. It was a huge pain. We wanted to take a break and try out some other stuff. Yeah, like the burners. But Alethea didn't want us having any fun, I guess. So she told us we had to leave.
Sorry it wasn't any fun. I didn't know how much about Alethea's plans for you two.
That's okay, new friend. We don't blame you, but we wanted to tell you about one other thing, because it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, how they saw a fish get sucked up into the breach by Alethea. We'll skip past this part because we've already seen it, but just know they have told me. So I keep getting a notification for this whenever I go to teleport, so I'm gonna go with face your fears, Amar. The only way to make sure they don't do it again is to get friendly with them.
That's a good point. I don't want any more of these nightmares, and what's to stop them from chasing me down? I gotta improve my stand-in with them somehow. So they want me to play games with them again, right? Fine, I'll do it. Problem is, the kids still always stick to the rules. They never win and they get pretty upset when they lose.
They're not crafty enough, right? You should show them how to bend the rules better.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. They're getting there, but they haven't quite mastered the art yet.
I agree. Think you could offer to play with them again and show them how it's done?
Yeah, I could give that a shot. That'll be the first time I've ever tried to teach someone like this, can you believe it? But I think it'll help them out in the long run. Thanks for the idea, friend.
No problem, Amar. Good luck.
Sure thing.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Oh, new friend, hey. We weren't expecting you.
Sorry, I can leave you two alone if you want.
No, that's okay. We actually kinda don't know what to do.
What do you mean? Is something wrong?
So, you know this glowing portal thing behind us? Well, I mean, it's not really a portal. But you saw it before, we just didn't want to talk about it back then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. So, what is the glowing thing if it's not a portal?
The glowing thing comes from this crystal we have. We use our powers to activate it. Light comes out of the crystal and it shows us pictures of where we used to live. It's, the only thing we have left from our old home. And now it doesn't work anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any idea how it broke?
No, we were just using it a little while ago and it made this huge crackling noise. Then it went all fuzzy like it is now, see? It just happened for no reason. So we were wondering, could you maybe help us fix it?
I wouldn't know how to repair it, but I could see if anyone else in the ocean wants to help.
Really? I mean, thank you, new friend. We'd find someone to fix it ourselves, but we don't really trust anyone as much as you. So, yeah, thanks. Here's the crystal. I hope someone out there can figure out what happened. Just be really careful with it, okay?
Don't worry, I'll take good care of it, and I'll let you know if I find anyone who can fix it.
Okay, thanks again, new friend. Please come back soon.
I'm gonna come back, but I'm not giving them the crystal. We're gonna let Alethea break it one last time. Alright, I'm gonna give her some space to do her work that she's just gonna undo anyway. Let's go talk to the twins about Amar as well.
Hey, new friend. Did you find anyone to fix the crystal yet?
Yep, Alethea's having a look at it as we speak.
Oh, Alethea? Did it have to be her?
I don't know anyone else who could do it. We'll have to hope for the best.
Okay. So, did she say how long it's gonna take?
Sorry, she isn't sure yet. She's never seen anything like the crystal before.
Oh. Could you tell her to hurry up, please? We really miss having the crystal here.
I'll tell Alethea you want the crystal back soon. There's not much I can do to speed things up, though.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, please bring back the crystal as soon as it's working again, new friend.
I will, don't worry. Can I talk to you guys about anything else? Ah, here we go. Have you two seen Amar again lately?
Yeah! Amar came by to see us and hang out again. They asked us what we wanted to play and we said hide and seek. We're really good at that. And the coral reef's great. And the coral reef's great for hiding too. It was kind of weird, but Amar said that it was okay to use whatever tricks we could think of, even though we didn't want them to cheat before. They said we should still learn how, because it's going to be important someday. Yeah, we really didn't know what they meant, but it was fun being able to do what we wanted. When it was our turn to seek, I had an idea. We could take control of all the fish in the coral reef to find Amar for us. Well, we couldn't do all the fish, but it was a lot. They found Amar pretty fast. After that, Amar got kind of scared and said we shouldn't do that, like it's not good for the fish or something. I thought it was really cool, though.
I think it's good to get some practice with your powers, and it's not like you hurt anyone.
That's what we thought. Amar's worrying way too much. Uh-huh, and it's all thanks to you that we got to play again and get so good with our powers. Yeah, thanks for being so helpful, new friend.
Of course, I love enabling people. These children are going to be dangerous. The twins are getting a little anxious. How goes your work on the crystal?
Well, turns out it stopped working due to a misalignment of its lenses. It might have been hit with something, or maybe natural wear and tear on the parts did it in. Progress came swiftly once I figured that out.
It's almost ready then?
Yes, the repairs are nearly complete, but I've made some discoveries that might surprise you. Namely, the crystal is not simply a projector of stored images. It's a one-way communication device. This thing is getting signals from somewhere very, very far away, and it's translating those signals into pictures and sounds. It can't send a response, though. I'm not certain it ever could.
Wow, you weren't kidding. I had no idea.
Indeed. It's quite a finding, isn't it? Anyway, it seems to me the twins must be using the crystal to observe their old home in real time. Ketri and Esty are ill-behaved, but they've been haunted by something ever since I met them. I don't know all the details, only that they were exiled from their home for some reason. Now that I've seen this thing, I think I understand the predicament better. Having access to a live feed of what you left behind, even though you can never return. That could be enough to drive someone mad. So I was thinking, we could undo the repairs. We could tell them it couldn't be fixed.
Yep.
Yes, it's a tough decision, but that's what I'm leaning towards as well.
I give it no thought. I do not care. I am enabler. This will make them angrier. Violence. Rage.
New friend, you're back. We just wanted to say, sorry we were impatient about fixing the crystal before. Yeah, we know it takes a lot of work to try and figure out something like that. We could never do it ourselves.
Thanks, you both. Thanks, both of you. I appreciate that.
So, do you know if it's gonna be fixed soon? It's okay if you don't. We're just curious.
Ketri,
Esty, I'm sorry, but Alethea said the crystal couldn't be fixed.
Huh? What do you mean? No way, that can't be. Oh, I get it. It's a joke. You're joking, right? Come on, new friend. Don't scare us like that.
No, it's not a joke. The crystal can't be fixed. I'm so sorry.
That's impossible. It always worked before. There has to be a way, new friend. Take it back to Alethea. Tell her we need the crystal.
Alethea knows how important the crystal is to you. She did everything she could. She's sorry too.
Find someone else. Can't you take it to someone else?
I don't think so. If Alethea couldn't fix it, I don't know who else could.
This is crazy. What are we gonna do?
I know there isn't much I can say, but I know this is painful for both of you, and I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, thanks. I think we need some time alone.
I know I said that I don't care earlier, but it really hurts when you read it out like that. I feel really bad, but this is the last time we're gonna do it, because in all the other runs we're being good. We're gonna be a good Yabby from now on, but I'm gonna go get the last of the pages I need, and then we'll go talk with them one last time. And then I think it's time for the crown. Alright, one last time, let's talk to the twins.
Hey, sometimes we come here when we're feeling lonely. It doesn't always help, though. It's hard not to think about the past, even when you don't want to. Come on, let's go.
Would you two mind telling me more about the crystal?
Okay. Why do you want to talk about it?
I'd like you to tell me about what the crystal was for. Alethea told me it was some kind of communicator, so I know it wasn't just showing you old pictures.
Ketri, should we?
Yeah, it's fine.
So the crystal showed us stuff that was happening in our old home. Like in the present, not the past. We used it a lot, 'cause it was the only way we could see anyone, or anything from back there. We really needed it. That's how come we wanted it fixed so bad.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for letting me know the truth.
So, was there anything else, or?
I wanted to know if the crystal truly made you happy.
Yeah, it used to really help. It was better than never seeing anything from our home again anyway. Yeah, I still don't really know what we're gonna do without it. I mean, I wish our parents had just...
Never mind. Ketri? Esty? Does the crystal have something to do with why you left the palace?
Well, there's kind of a lot to explain about that. Yeah, and if we tell you how we got here, you have to promise not to tell anyone else. Do you promise?
Of course. Your secret's safe with me.
All right. Thanks, new friend. So, the ocean, it's not our real home. We used to live in the palace, far, far away from here. You already knew that, though. What you didn't know is that we lived in the palace because our parents were the king and queen. They made big decisions that changed how everyone lived. Also, our mom and dad had powers, just like us. Runs in the family, you know? They used their powers to do really cool things. They gave everyone jobs and places to live, but if anyone broke our parents' rules, they'd get punished. And if they did something bad enough, our parents would open a portal and banish them to an awful place forever.
Wow, that's pretty scary.
Well, kinda. But when people do certain things, they deserve to get banished like that. Not everyone deserves it, though. Anyway, our mom and dad worked really hard to teach us to use our powers. Yep, you saw some of the things we can do. Like the barrier. But they taught us a lot of other powers, too. Like how to move stuff with our minds and how to banish people.
I'm glad you two used the barrier when we met instead of banishing me.
Yeah, I mean, we could have. But we don't like to do that kind of thing unless we have to. Our mom and dad used to say we had to use our powers to keep the peace. Like it was our duty to make sure everyone followed the rules and to keep big wars from happening. Mom and dad said the people outside the palace were dangerous. And, well, that was true sometimes. Our parents banished people for killing each other or hurting workers at the palace. Mom and Dad said if anyone needed to be punished, we had to do it no matter what. We'd be putting everyone in danger if we didn't. So, eventually, they started making us banish people too. And usually we were okay with that, but one time it was different.
What happened?
A bunch of people decided to protest in the streets outside the palace. They were really loud and saying they didn't want our parents to make decisions for them anymore. But nobody was hurting anyone else or making threats or anything. Our parents, though, they rounded up all the people who were protesting. They brought them to the palace and called for Ketri and me. They said we had to banish them. All of them! Even though they didn't hurt anyone. We couldn't do it. It wasn't fair. All the people wanted was something different. When we refused, Mom and Dad said they still had to be punished. So, our parents made us watch as they opened the biggest portal we'd ever seen and banished all of them anyway. They really hated us for that. They said we were failures and that all the time that they spent raising us was a waste, teaching us to use our powers only for us to turn out too weak to do what had to be done. So they banished us next. We were so scared because we had no idea where we'd end up. But before they banished us, they gave us the crystal and said they might let us come back someday if they felt like we deserved it. So that's how we got here. And that's why we had the crystal. We needed it so we'd know if our parents wanted us back.
How could they do that to you? You don't really want to go back to parents like that, do you?
But they're still our mom and dad, though. Yeah. We just keep wondering what we could have done to make it not happen.
Your parents wronged you. They're the ones who deserve to be punished, not you.
Yeah, I guess that might be true. It's been so long now that it almost feels like a dream. Like the worst nightmare ever. But it really did happen. Anyway, that's all there is to say about what happened. Thanks for listening.
Of course. I hope maybe it helped both to talk about it somehow. Oh. I hope maybe it helped you both to talk about it somehow.
Yeah, maybe a little. Let's talk about something else now.
Alright, bye. I must go. First, you'll decide who to give the crown to. After that, all you gotta do is pick up the gift. It'll be the end of your time here once we kick things off, so, make sure you tie up all your loose ends first. I'm ready. Ready for another chaotic ending. The moment the crown's been waiting for. Which one of the gods is gonna get the power it holds? I want to give the crown to Ketri and Esti. Good choice, buddy. And with that, goodbye. We send it on its way. All that's left now is the gift. Once you've picked it up, you'll be good to go. I'm ready. The time has come! The final bad ending. Whee! Up we go! For a time, I continued to feel myself rising towards the heavens. Eventually, I came to a stop, and the blinding light around me slowly faded away. Somehow, I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void, I began to recall the full extent of my role in the cycle. In the ocean, it was my task to advise the gods and help determine the next creator. But once the new world was born, I would become the historian, eternal observer and record keeper of every mortal age. I realized then that the book in the Library of Antiquity was written by me to preserve the history of an era past. Soon I would be starting a new book and filling its pages with all the events to come. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. But was I? I wished I could speak with them one last time. And to my surprise, a portal opened before me. At that point, only Ketri and Esti remained. And somehow, I knew this meant they'd been chosen as the creators. Sure enough, the view shifted once more, and Ketri and Esti materialized. They looked a bit forlorn, so I asked how they were feeling.
We're okay. We've just been thinking about the past again.
I nodded in understanding, then told them about the new world, and that they were the ones who'd be creating it. I placed the gift of creation in front of me, and it passed through the portal to reach the twins. The twins looked worried by this news.
Us? Really? But we've never done anything like this before. How does it even work?
I told them not to worry, and that I'd do my best to prepare them for the journey ahead. Then I asked if Ketri and Esti had any thoughts on what kind of world they'd be making.
Well, we don't know yet. We're gonna have to think about it for a while.
Then they fell silent. This concerned me, but I wasn't sure what to say or do. I explained that I'd be there to write the events of history, and they could always talk to me about how things were going if they wished. They nodded solemnly in response, and I wished them well.
All right, well, thanks, new friend. We'll see you around.
My head was swimming with possibilities for how the new world might turn out. But of course, the decisions were all up to Ketri and Esti now, not me. So I gathered my things and prepared to record what happened. Ketri and Esti placed their hands on the gift of creation, and immediately they knew something had gone wrong. The rage and grief that had clung to them since they left their parents were building, hammering against their minds as if seeking to escape. Suddenly, the new world sprang forth from nothingness. Oh my goodness! And it was a great and terrible storm, seeming to stretch infinitely in every direction. Though the storm was the very manifestation of all their anger and hurt, it hadn't left them. Ketri and Esti still felt the same amount of pain as before. Perhaps it was even greater.
What happened, Ketri? What did we do?
Ketri shivered as she swept her gaze across the dark sky, billowing with clouds the size of mountain ranges. Lightning arced back and forth repeatedly. Thunder rumbled all around them.
I don't know. I don't think this was supposed to happen.
Soon Ketri and Esti found there were mortals living in this world as well. They kept meager settlements on floating islands, but it was difficult to maintain a society when the storm so frequently destroyed what they had built. At first, the twins tried to help the mortals survive, but over time, they lost their will. The storm always took everything away in the end. In theory, the gift of creation should have allowed Ketri and Esti to shape the world however they wished, but they were not emotionally ready to wield this power, so it didn't respond to them.
This place is a real downer. Can't there just be a spot to get away from it all?
Amar sought out a small island and turned it into a shelter from the storm. This lush refuge was dedicated to non-stop parties and revelry, open to anyone who wished to partake. But visitors were rare. Most mortals had no way of knowing about Amar's island, much less reaching it safely. In the far reaches of space, Lutra had given birth to thousands of offspring. Driven by their limitless hunger, the moth-like creatures stripped many planets bare of their vegetation. They understood they would not be opposed by the twins or the mortals, so they were pleased.
This one's hunger always, freedom to devour, is appreciated.
Alethea was frustrated by the difficulty of conducting research in this destructive world.
It's impossible to make any progress here. That goes for myself and the mortals. Something needs to be done or it will remain this way forever.
They told Ketri and Esti to hand over the gift of creation so they could try and repair the world, but the twins refused.
a conflict ensued, with the goal of taking the gift of creation from Ketri and Esti. Alethea armed herself with mighty weapons that used nuclear energy to fire deadly beams. Ketri and Esti fought back vigorously. Their powers were greatly magnified because of their possession of the gift. At their command, the heavens opened up and torrential rains poured out. Lightning flickered from cloud to cloud constantly, and the twins brought crackling bolts of electricity down from above. The winds were also at their beck and call. They conjured shrieking gales and whirling cyclones. The climate of their world and their fierce emotions had become one and the same. In the end, the rebellion's resistance was not enough, and the twins triumphed, putting an end to the hostilities.
You shouldn't have tried to take our world away, Alethea. We won't give it up, not for anyone. And we have to make sure you don't try to do it again.
Ketri and Esti banished Alethea, nullifying her godhood and cutting off all contact with her. As for Gnosis, although they wished to seize the gift of creation and shape reality to their liking, all their data indicated such an uprising would not succeed. So Gnosis remained hidden in the depths, biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Despite their inability to make use of it, Ketri and Esti never relinquished the gift of creation. In part, this was because the twins felt the gift was the one thing they'd ever truly earned. They couldn't bear to sacrifice it, just as they'd been forced to sacrifice everything else in their lives. But they also felt as if the world they created with the gift had to be this way. It made sense that they should have to live in it, suffering alongside the mortals who shared it with them. And so the mortals will live, always fearing when the next lightning bolt will strike, until the cycle begins anew. Oh God! Storm of Despair, achievement unlocked. I think out of all of the bad endings, this one has hurt me the most. It's so freaking sad, because Ketri and Esti are just kids. They don't know how to handle these emotions, and then you just enable them into getting angrier and angrier until they can't even control the very thing they were gifted with, and they just feel like they have to suffer. That's so freaking sad. I feel so bad. I feel really, really, really bad. They're just kids and they had to deal with all this. We're no better than their parents after everything we did. But this is the last bad ending. We have to remember, last bad ending, and these kiddos are going to get the shining honor of being the very last good ending we get. So they're gonna be the last god who gets the gift of creation, at least in my canon. They're the ones who get to keep it for now and forever, possibly. Who knows? At least until the cycle begins anew, as it goes around here. But hopefully next time, and from now on, we can make the twins happy, and they don't have to deal with these emotions. Because now that we're moving into the good endings, I don't have to balance between good or bad endings. I'm gonna try and aim for everyone's good endings, but we are going to display them one by one as we did last time, starting again with Amar. So look out for the responsible Amar ending next time. But until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, beware of rage and despair, and have a good day.